Cartalktv network live on YouTube, man. We got a special guest today, but let me introduce my co-host, the OG from Baltimore himself, Carshall.
Now we up here with MOPAR Savages, the CEO, the Presidente, 345 Superwoman. Look,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yes. So let's welcome to the show, man. Cartalktv network, man. 345 Superwoman. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Man, we're super excited, man. We know you have a very, very busy schedule, man, and we just appreciate your manager calling us back and fitting us in your schedule. So we're just blessed to be on the schedule, man. So thank you.
Anytime.
Yeah. And y'all, I'm saying that in jest, but I'm also being real too, because I've been following what can I call you instead of 345 Superwoman?
You can call me Ashley.
Ashley, okay, there you go. I've been following Ashley for a while on Instagram and heard a lot of good things about her before I started following her. And she comes completely from the left, in my opinion. There's like a blueprint or a playbook that I see a lot of the new Mopar owners go by. And when I saw her car with herself on it as Superwoman, I hadn't seen that. I've seen people do like characters, everybody do characters, Superman, like the actual Superman, or maybe the actual Supergirl. I don't think I've seen that, but somebody probably got the Supergirl from the cartoon on there. I hadn't seen a person put themselves on there in character on their car. So I was already like, okay, I'm already digging this. I love originality, man, and she definitely possesses that originality, and she's a fellow North Carolinian. So if you don't mind, Ashley, how did you get into cars?
So I've always been into cars. I grew up with my grandparents, and Sundays were car days with my grandfather. So we would watch all the old school car shows, watch drag racing, read hot rod magazines. So Sundays was just a day to spend time with my granddad and focus on cars.
Oh man, now that's dope, man. And I mentioned that we're both from North Carolina. Tell everybody,
Yep.
what part you're originally from.
So I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. Born and raised, Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay, salute to Raleigh. What kind of cars was grandfather into? What was his thing?
So he liked all cars. He still has a car. So a El Camino. He has an '89 El Camino, which I fell in love with as a kid, and like I just love watching him peel off, burn some rubber, and just hearing the engine roar. Okay, I was like, I'm gonna do that when I start driving. You just wait.
Yeah. You said that the El Camino. That's the G body
Yes.
territory right there. I've seen you with a few trophies on Instagram. Tell us how the car shows have been for you and Superwoman.
So I love going to car shows. I mainly love going to car shows so I can share my vision and my story with people, because people, they're always amazed. They're like, "Oh, I love the car," and then when they look at me, look at the decal, then they're like, "Is that you?" And I'm like, "Yes, that's me." And then they want to know how did it happen and who did it and all that good stuff. So I just love to have an opportunity to talk to people. The car is a great conversational piece, and I love to share my vision with people because it's one of a kind. Okay, you will never see another car with a black Superwoman.
No.
Definitely not my face.
Tell everybody what is 345. Just to be clear, what is 345 Superwoman? What is the 345 in Superwoman?
So that symbolizes my motor, my V8 cubic inches. That's what that symbolizes.
Gotcha. Because the common terms that we hear all the time. We hear 392, we hear 707. I'm sure you know who Demonology 638 is in the Mopar world.
Yes.
He's in the chat right now. He says, "Where are you located?" Tell Demonology where you're located.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh. That's one of the things that you don't play about your little one, right?
Yes. Don't play.
Don't play with that. Like what they say, Mama Bear would tear your head off in a heartbeat.
Exactly, in a second. Not even a heartbeat.
Yes. Oh, in a second. In a second. I love that even more. Like we're not gonna ask why you touched him. we just gonna go ahead and get on your backside
Period.
real quick. Like what I do like about, you know, when people have a passion and love for their family and they have a passion and a love for cars is when they come together. That's one thing I admire about Demonology. I see him, I see his wife, I see the boys out there. Don't Master, as busy as he is around city to city, state to state, I got to meet all his kids at an event. His wife is right there, man, and I just love that. How do you find the balance of family, cars, and your professional career?
So when it comes to the car events, my kids love it. So with that, I take them with me. They're with me 90% of the time at car shows. Um, since my family acquired the Scat Pack, my husband now he's included in coming to the shows and coming to the races with me. So it's just all about creating memories for us, and we have a blast doing it.
I don't know if it's to your left or to your right. Car show real. Like I'm gonna, you know, wave his flag for him real quick. Like he's an OG in Baltimore in the car club scene, and he's one of the founding members of some early car clubs in Baltimore. And when I found out you was a car club president of the chapter of your club in North Carolina, I was like, man, we got the car club expert. So car show real, if you don't mind, just kind of, you know, picking her brain or sharing something from some of your experience as a car club president.
Yeah. First, you know, I want you to. I see the shirt on Paul Savages. Tell us a little bit about the club. You know, why you started it, how it started, when it started.
Okay, so MOPAR Savages, North Carolina started maybe a year ago now. And basically, what we do, we go to car shows. We help the community during Thanksgiving, so we adopt a family. We were able to do that the first time this past Thanksgiving. We get together and we just have a good time.
How can I guess someone trying to get down with a car club, you know, like, do you guys have requirements? If so, what are the requirements of joining Mopar Savages?
So the first requirement is to speak with me or whatever, because I like to get to know people, to pick up on their energy, their vibe, to see how things are and if they will be a good fit. Then after that, there are 2 events that they will have to attend just so they can see how everyone gets together, you know, get their energy to see what's what. After that, then we will talk again. And then if it really is a move for you, then you can join the club.
And dope stuff.
Like, I don't want it to feel restrictive, like, oh, you have to do this to be a part of the club, or if you don't come to this, we're going to make you feel bad because you didn't make time. I want it to be fun, carefree, family oriented, where you can bring your kids, just have a good time, creating a memory. And that's it. So like, I don't have any dues or any.
Okay.
But like
Okay.
just like with Thanksgiving, everyone donates because we have a common cause that we're working towards.
Yeah, love that. And before I toss it back over to you, Vapes, you know, you talked about your grandfather, his El Camino, obviously that Chevy gang. I see you with the Mopars now. Tell us a little bit about your first car, you know, your first build as well, and how you got into Mopars.
Okay, so first of all, let me make this clear. I love all cars. It's not just Mopar, but right now, that's where my heart is right now, and that's the direction that I want it to go currently. But I love all cars. I love Chevys. I love Toyotas. I love Lex. I love all cars, period.
Tesla.
Even Teslas. See, you didn't give me time. I was getting there.
Nah, you was taking too long.
But yeah, I love all cars. My first car was actually a Acura 2.5 TL. That was my first car that I purchased with my own money. My name was on the title. That was my first car. I love that car, but the only thing that I didn't like about the car is the fact of whenever I had to get an oil change or anything done to the car, or if I need to get something from AutoZone, they always ask me, hey, was it 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder? And I'm like, no, it's 5. And then we would go back and forth, and they're like, no, your car did. I say, yes, I have 5 plugs. Okay. Right there. I said, we can go outside and look at it. I promise you, I had to explain that every time with that car.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, that's not common. I mean, I clearly,
Mm-mm.
that's not common. And I think for the average person working over the counter, AutoZone type of whatever, you know, I wouldn't say all of them would be, car experts. And when it's a car that's not too common, I'm sure that was like, okay, can you just go in the computer, and then once you get in the computer, it's gonna tell you, right? When they go in there, it tell them everything, how many cylinders and all that good stuff. And just
Exactly.
go on, open at your computer, then we'll get into the conversation, man. But what I wanted to ask you real quick was we see the cars, and we see the things that you're doing on the car shows, and we're gonna see the things that you're gonna do at Piedmont track here real soon. um how did that path get created? We know that most of us don't inherit cars. They don't just
Mhm.
drop in our laps. So there's usually a way that we're able to fund our fun. And it's usually through a career, whether it's a entrepreneurial path, military, a job, a specific career field. What
Mhm.
what are some of the things that you've been able to do to be in a position to have some fun with these cars?
So I happened to fall into IT maybe 12 years ago. So my IT career is what funds my fun when it comes to cars.
Okay, and tell us about the IT field, because again, it's one of those fields that um, I want to say it's not common, but it's becoming more common.
Yeah,
But
man.
but if there
Years
was
ago,
something.
I'm sure it wasn't.
Yeah. So is the IT field a traditional field? 4-year masters, doctoral. I see commercials all the time about
Mhm.
certifications, and I see so much information. I don't even know which is the path to go. What's a path that a person listening right now could go? I want to get into IT, and what is the basis that they need to obtain going into IT? Because I'm sure it's a broad field.
Right. So IT is very broad because you can go from technical support, which is helping people, or you can go on the back end, which is monitoring the environment. But to answer that question is kind of hard because it depends on where that person is currently in their career. Now, if it was
Mhm.
someone who's just starting out, like in high school, they could go get a certification or a 2-year degree. But if it's someone who is seasoned working in another department, and whatever, they would have to go a different field because they would need to leverage the experience that they've already gathered from their current role. So for me, I went to Bennett College for Women. I didn't complete my 4-year tenure, but what I did was I leveraged my educational experience because I was a Dean's List student throughout the whole process of me being there. So I leveraged everything that I learned as well as my little customer service jobs. And right now I'm a systems analyst, and realistically I should have way more certifications that I don't have, and then also I should have maybe have like a master's in IT to be where I'm at. So it's all about leveraging your experience from previous jobs or whatever and just make it work for you.
No, I think that's dope, man. And we got another person here that wants to tell us about an event that he has coming up. And he had a few questions, for you as well. Some of y'all might know him, man. If he got a little small channel on YouTube, man, little MOPAR channel on YouTube, man. He goes by Demonology 638. Got a little small channel on YouTube,
What's
man.
going on?
Welcome to the platform, sir.
What's going on, real e-vapes? I see y'all got Supergirl in the house. Oh, should I say Superwoman?
Superwoman, come on now.
Don't
You messing
Hey,
up
hey,
already.
look now. I heard you want to race, but if you race me, you might have to sing that song.
What song?
I'm not your Superwoman.